Hello, my dears. Today I want to talk about twin flame and psychics. Okay, and I'm going to cover, can a psychic tell you if you're really dealing with a twin flame, or can you trust the predictions a psychic is giving you? And I know I am one myself, so this might be interesting. So yeah, psychics and twin flames. I am recording this video because I've read in many forums, and also I've had many people contact me. Yeah, this psychic told me this is my twin flame or this is not my twin flame, and I can honestly tell you, don't trust them. I'm sure they mean well, okay? But every psychic is a human being, okay? And no human being can really tell, are you dealing with a twin flame? Because they don't know 100% of the stories. They don't know what it feels like to be you. They don't have 100%. And it's impossible to really determine this is a twin flame reading tarot cards. Okay, this is why I specialized on astrology when it comes to that part, that can more like tell you, okay, this it's going into this direction. You do have twin flame energy or other divine counterpart energy, but I would never tell a client, yes, I'm sure this is your twin flame. Never. What has happened in all of those years, and again, I've been a coach since 2005, in all of those years where I had the hunch it might be a twin flame, I said, maybe you should Google about that topic and see what it does to you. Also in my channel, I know I'm very clearly stating in many videos, if it's like this, it's not a twin flame. If it's toxic, it's not a twin flame. If you're stuck in cycles and there's no development, it's not a twin flame. Because it's important for me to help you rule out, is it a twin flame or not? And if you're stuck in some kind of cycle and there's no progress going on for years, it's not a twin flame, 100%. I would remind a client of that. Are you stuck in a cycle for many years and there's no development? It's not divine energy, okay? But I would never say it is or is, well, it's easier to say it's not when it's toxic energy. When I see toxic energy, I would say, yes, it's not. Because I think it can be very toxic to put somebody on a pedestal and it's false. But I would only say that if there's like really toxicity going on, or if I sense that they are stuck for a long time. But I think it is very shady to say this person is your twin flame, because we are humans. And what if I make a mistake? What if I make a mistake? It's not as bad if I make a mistake and say this is not your twin flame, because then that person would be crushed for a moment, but then spirit would kick in and say, okay, this is your twin flame, and they would get signed. So this is no big harm done. But again, I'm not walking around and saying, okay, this is not your twin flame without a reason. I would never do that. But the other way around, imagine I would make a mistake and I would say this is your twin flame, and it's not. And it is possible. I mean, if you have been dealing with a catalyst, then we know that they feel so much like a twin flame. Even a karmic can feel a lot like a twin flame. So imagine I would say this is your twin flame and I'm wrong. Then this person is putting that person that may not be good for them on a pedestal, and because there's so much stigma attached to that label, and the stigma is like, oh, you're never going to get out. It's true, if it's a true twin flame, then you stay connected and you do the journey, you do the work, because spirit is pushing you and you have that inner guidance or calling, you could say, that pulling to do the work, and you cannot ever stop. I mean, there's maybe like phases when you are purging dark night of the soul, okay, yes, that phase, but in other phases you're just being pushed forwards and you feel that pull and there is major progress going on. Imagine you put somebody on a pedestal, they're not the twin flame, and then a person would stay stuck maybe for years because of all the stigma out there, all the false beliefs out there, and that could be dangerous for them, for their development. That could be really a bad thing. No psychic can tell you. And also, if you really need a psychic to confirm it to you, you're most likely not dealing with a twin flame. Okay, I remember the very, very early beginning phase. I had that too, like, oh my God, there's something happening, and you talk to a friend who's been doing the same job, and she's also like, oh my God, I see this intense connection. I've never seen an intense connection like this before. So yeah, in the very, very beginning, I consulted a friend who I knew to be good. But I wouldn't run from pick a card to pick a card to psychic to psychic to psychic to psychic to constantly have that confirmation. Because why would you have that confirmation all of the time, only when you're doubting? And in a true twin flame connection, there may be moments of doubt, yes, moments, but most of the time you just feel it's true. You feel it to the bottom of your heart. So if you go and seek validation, it's most likely not a twin flame. And you see what I'm doing in my videos? I'm giving you information. I'm sharing you my experience, and it's a long experience. It's a ton of research. It's my personal experience on top of that. Again, talking to 20,000, not 20,000 people, because many are regular clients, so more than 20,000 consultations, but thousands of people, yes. What I'm doing in my videos is I'm giving you things that I have learned so you can feel into them, so that you yourself get to see if you resonate with it or not. And I'm hoping that I'm shaking some of you awake who think this is a twin flame and it's a toxic connection, because it literally breaks my heart to talk to people every day and they're stuck in these toxic connections and label them twin flames. And this is why I am determined to deliver you all of the information, so that you yourself can take that information and take it in and then process it and analyze it and really digest it and then see, what does this information do to me? You know, because when you hear truth, it does something to you. When I'm saying, for example, there's no toxicity in twin flames, and you get really triggered, it tells you you're not dealing with a twin flame, because then your ego is firing up. But if you would still be a twin flame, you would be chilled, because then you would be like, okay, this doesn't resonate with me. This is also how you can tell. You know, if something just doesn't resonate, you stay calm. If you get triggered, then it's bullseye, and I pushed a button that you didn't want to see. So please don't trust psychics to tell you, is this person your twin flame or not. They don't have 100% of the information. Also, you don't know what kind of journey they've been on, what kind of information they've gathered, because there's so many psychics out there who think they know about twin flames or think they had one, and then they were dealing, I don't know, with a catalyst, or even worse, with a karmic, and labeled them twin flames. And then they're like, yeah, but not all twin flames get together. And that's major BS. Because if you're dealing with a true twin flame, you do the work all the time. You do the work, you do the work, you do the work, and Spirit is pushing you forward. And you have that inner knowing. So you cannot get over your twin flame, because you can try to fight it. And in my connection, it happened twice. For, let's say, like maybe like 2 or 3 days, or the very, very, very beginning. Not the, when I say very beginning, I don't mean like the first couple of weeks or months, but within, let's say, maybe like 3 months in of the journey, you know. And then your ego is like kicking in, and you're like, oh my God, can this be true? And then there was like one couple of days where I was actually triggered, and I was like, oh my God, I want out of this. And Spirit was like, no, you're getting triggered, yes, but that person, my twin flame, acted or did something that triggered me, because they're not perfect. They're a human being as well. And when they did certain thing, not even to me, it's something I learned about my twin flame from the past, then they were at a very dark place. He was at a very dark place. So have you always been perfect, or have you ever said something that you shouldn't have said, for example? So Spirit was like really like getting my head straight. And so this fighting the connection, it happened a couple of days. And then I was like, okay, journey goes on. trust your instinct, because if you're dealing with a true twin flame, then fighting the connection can happen for a couple of days, but then you're pulled back in and then you're going forward. If you've been fighting this for a long time, it's most likely not a twin flame. But there may be psychics who are not very experienced, or who have not had a twin flame, or who listened to false prophets and have a very wrong picture. How many people are out there, and just because there's like a toxic connection, there's like running and chasing and ghosting, they're like, oh my god, they must be twin flames. That's not what a twin flame connection is about. I am sorry, I just saw 1111. Keep seeing that number like crazy lately. Happens sometimes. So you don't know what kind of connection they have been dealing with. So don't trust a psychic confirming your connection or denying it. Listen to facts. Listen to like my videos or other people who know what they're talking about, and listen to yourself. What does your own voice tell you when you hear that? That's what you need to listen to. That's what I said. I'm giving you my experience, but you need to see what does it do to me? Where does it resonate? Do I feel, there may be some truth to it and I just don't want to hear it because it's triggering me? Or do I feel, thank you, you're confirming it's my twin flame, because all of the things that you're saying actually happened to me too. But in the end, it is you and only you who gets to, I almost said who gets to make that choice, but it's not a choice. It's a choice your soul chose before you came here. So it's not, you don't get to choose if this is your twin flame or not, but you get to find the truth within you. That's what I wanted to say. Another thing, and this is one of the reasons I did this video now, I had a person writing to me, and it's not the first time this has happened. It happened multiple times already, that people are writing me and they're really in a bad place because some psychic told them, you and your twin flame, you're not going to get together, you should get over them. First of all, that psychic doesn't know what they're talking about. It's not an awakened psychic at all, because that person doesn't know that we create our experience, that we can manifest, that when we can imagine being with that person, this timeline exists and we have access to it. So that was a psychic who was still in low vibration, and that is okay because it's a learning process, right? You can't like judge a fourth grader for being in fourth grade and not in 10th grade. It's just development, and they're just not there yet. So it's not saying that they're bad, but they're not experienced and they don't know what they're talking about. And you see me ranting because it upsets me to know how much pain those false prophets can put on people who are desperate, who are in pain because they're longing for that person they love. And even if it's not a twin flame, it doesn't matter, it's still a real connection. If you feel real love towards that person, ditch the label, okay? I'm always saying what is a twin flame and what is not, because I think it's toxic to label somebody a twin flame when they're not. But it is still a real connection, and it is still love, and you should never, and you see it's really pissing me off, you should never let anyone tell you you have no chance to be with that person, because that psychic who's talking about that, they are not awakened yet. They're not in alignment, because if they were, they would say, okay, if there's a real connection, fight for it. Don't fight by chasing that person. Don't fight by trying to persuade that person. Fight by doing your own work. If that person is absent, you still have fear of abandonment. You still have lack mentality somehow. Or you're not in your self-love yet. That is the reason why this person is absent. They're not the bad guy and you're the victim. There is no victim. You are no victim. You created this situation. And I'm not saying this to blame you. This is not about blame at all. It's not about blame. It's about telling you that you have that power. You created that situation, which means you can uncreate it and you can create a new situation. It's as simple as that. So those psychics, and I've had so many clients, I told you I work on those psychic hotlines. I've had so many clients calling me crying like, oh my God, psychic XYZ, and they're a good psychic. They told me I cannot ever be with my person and I need to forget my person. And that, I'm sorry, it is major BS. Do you feel connected with them? Then there is hope. Because if there would not be hope, then spirit would cut that tie and you would fall out of love. And you've probably fallen out of love before, right? Someday you just woke up and you noticed that your feelings for that person were gone. Spirit can make that happen like this, like an instant. Okay, you can't fall out of love. But as long as you feel attached to someone, and I'm saying feeling, I'm not saying like the ego, like, and I know I'm bringing this up in this channel many times because I've had this conversation with clients as well. It's like, oh, I feel so attached to that celebrity. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a tangible person. Unless, of course, you know that celebrity and you have actually met that celebrity and you have had a connection with that celebrity. Different story, okay? But we're not talking about you saw somebody in TV and felt connected, and, you know, we're not talking about ego connections, or maybe it's like a catalyst connection. It's not a twin flame connection. But we're talking about a real connection and you have genuine feelings for that person because you actually know them. You have felt their energy. You've stood in their aura, or you've spoken to them personally. There has been a connection between two people formed. You know, it's not like a projection like it would be on a celebrity. You project something onto them, but it's like you have a real connection. As long as you feel this connection, there is hope. Again, your soul can cut that tie immediately. We're not talking about twin flames here because the tie cannot be cut, but again, you wouldn't fight a twin flame connection for longer than just like a short period of time. Then you're right on track. Those psychics, again, false prophets. I'm not saying they're evil. I'm not saying that they're doing this on purpose. I'm saying they're uneducated. Because honestly, everybody nowadays can be a psychic. Not just know it. No, it used to be different. You used to have like a teacher, and then you were building up. I have started meditation since I was in my early 20s, and Spirit was my teacher. I've always had a connection. Even before that, I've always been connected. Yes, but even then, I have been meditating I don't know how many times, connecting to Spirit, learning to channel, and still I have been listening to others like Abraham Hicks, getting into the teachings of Neville Goddard. There's so many stuff out there, so I always educated myself. But nowadays everybody can buy a deck of cards like I have here and say, okay, I'm a psychic now. Does that mean that they know about twin flames? No. Does that mean that they never make a mistake? No. But I did. Channeling spirits since like almost 20 years. Does that mean that I'm perfect and never make a mistake? No. I have off days. Everybody has off days, right? Everybody has off days. I'm not working when I have off days, but when I'm talking to a person, I can never have 100% of the picture ever. It's not possible, because you talk to a person a couple of minutes. How am I supposed to get 100%? I know I'm good at my job. Don't want to be cocky, but I know I'm good at my job because I do get the feedback, and many clients told me, the first one who ever really helped me, you're the first one who ever really pushed me forward, you're the first one who really helped me change and changed my life. I've had many clients say that, so I know I'm good at my job. And also because I'm taking my job serious, and I'm not just channeling and trying to keep my channel clear, like being on a mental diet, not drinking alcohol, whatever it takes. I'm always trying to keep my energy clear, and it does take effort. But not everybody who's calling themselves a psychic does that. And there's many psychics who just tell their clients what they want to hear. Okay, and again, I've been working in this business for a while, so I know what I'm talking about. So don't, please just trust any psychic like this is your twin flame. This is not twin flame. You should give up on the journey. Yeah, you can never be with a person because they're not awakened yet. They don't know yet that you manifest what you want, what you choose. In twin flames, okay, there's a soul contract involved, so there's not 100% free will, because you just, being pushed forward. But if you have love for that person, genuine love, because you actually know that person, there is a chance. Don't listen to false prophets who tell you there's no chance. Please don't. If you need help, you can reach out to me, or reach out to, if you don't resonate with me, that's okay, reach out to other coaches, but please just make sure that they know what they're talking about. Okay, don't choose a coach that's always saying like, oh, love and light, and you don't say do the shadow work, because that is vital. You have to do the work. It's important. Don't trust those who say, oh, if twin flames are meant to be together, they get together. Twin flames are meant to be together, but they're meant to go on this journey first, and it depends on you how long you take. If you need 3 decades to get there, Spirit is giving you 3 decades. Spirit is not deciding how and when you get together. It's all up to you. You have to get into the energy so your person can match that energy, and that's 100% up to you. And Spirit will help you on that way, but you have to go that path. They can't carry you, they can help you, they can show the way a little bit, but you have to go on that path. So please choose coaches and psychics that don't try to tell you like, oh, there's no chance. Like, even if I'm talking to a client and I know it's a, I don't want to say toxic relation, if there's like really like some kind of abuse, I say get out of there, honestly. But even if it's a relationship I would see as karmic, because it's more difficult, I would still say you can do it. I do have a video, you can find it. It's called, I don't know which playlist it is, but it's, I think in the Twin Flame 101 playlist, and that one is called Can I Turn a Karmic Connection into a Life Partner? And I say yes, you can, if you do the work, because every person around you is mirroring you. Everyone is you pushed out. So if you're confronted with anything you don't like, anything, may it be the boss you don't like, family members that give you a hard time, friends that give you a hard time, your loved one that gives you a hard time, it doesn't matter who it is, your children, it doesn't matter, even your pet, everyone is you pushed out. They are all mirrors of what is inside you. In manifesting, you say there's no one to change but self. So you see, what does it do to me, where does it trigger me, what wound is it, and then you do the work. And even if it is a karmic connection, that means you still can manifest being with that person after you have done the work, not before that, after that, if that's what you choose. So you can tell a good coach by trying to help you to reach what you would love to experience with your loved one, and not by tearing you down. I would never tell a person you don't have a chance to be with your person. First of all, because I don't believe that, because I believe if we have a heart's desire, that Spirit's way of talking to us, we can have it. I honestly believe Spirit would not give us a heart's desire. And again, we're talking about heart's desires, not ego desires. Different thing. Like, I want that celebrity that I don't even know. I just saw them on TV and I think they're good. Or like a heart's desires, I've met this person and I love that person and they're good even though there's problems. Then I would always say go for it. I would always say what is getting triggered, heal that, manifest your person. If you want them, you can have them. Otherwise, Spirit would cut the ties. Okay, what happens often in karmic situations is that once you're healed, you would attract a new person, because often what happens is that you project all of the things that happened between you and the specific person onto them, and you experience them as being not healthy towards you, and then you have to believe like, oh, okay, they are like this, but you don't vibrate with that anymore and you would attract a new person. But if you want this specific person, I do have a video on what to do then, and you can still attract that person. So find that video. So yes, I know this one, it was rambling. I was really upset because I experienced it too many times now, that some psychics, they just don't know the heavy responsibility we're carrying, and it's a job where you need to be responsible and where you shouldn't try to trash people and their feelings and their hope. When I do a reading and I say it's not good, it's not always good. I still try to see, okay, what can you do to overcome that and still have it. I would never say like, oh, this person is never going to choose you. Maybe that person is never going to choose you on that specific timeline you're on right now. So change the timeline. That is how I would work, and many others would work. Please be careful whom to trust. Don't listen to psychics who are trying to tell you this is a twin flame, this is not a twin flame. Again, I am giving you information on this channel based on my excessive research, and once I am interested in something, I am getting kind of like obsessive. I'm a Virgo, I have to analyze anything. I do have strong Scorpio, like Mars and Scorpio, Moon, Pluto, Trine, South Node in the 8th house, and that is also a sign of trying to find secrets, uncover. And I do have strong Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius midheaven, which also means that I want to change something. I genuinely want to help people. Everything I'm saying, you can be sure I've doubled and triple checked, because again, I know you need to be responsible in this job, and I'm taking it serious. Okay. You probably never saw me as upset in this video as I was right now, but I've just seen what it does to people, and it just upsets me, because when you really want to help people and then you see other people just tearing the people down, I just don't like that. Anyway, enough ranting. If you want personal coaching, reach out. My price list is below. A link to my price list, my contact information is below. And make sure you subscribe, check out my other content. I always make playlists, so please check out those playlists about manifesting or divine counterpart coaching, astrology, divine counterpart astrology. I've got lots of stuff already, and YouTube is going to suggest something for you right now, but right here, so stay tuned for that, and I wish you all the best now. Bye bye.